For Creamer Media's Polity, I'm Sane Dlamini. Motivational speaker and author Sipho Mbele discusses his second book titled #What's Your Problem? A Man's Perspective. Welcome, Sipho.
Thank you so much, Sane. Thank you.
So your first book, which was your love memoir, if I may say so, was based on your true love story. Can you briefly tell us about this one?
On this book, I've tried to unpack the issues that we usually sweep under the table. You know, we don't like talking about, you know, your sex life, your impotency, family interference into our relationships. So I'm trying to unpack those issues. I know that they are obvious issues, but I think I just want to affirm in this book and say, what's your problem? You have all these powers to solve whatever problem that you're having. But, you know, you're always complaining, I've been hurt, or my man doesn't take care of me, you know, my wife beats me, you know, all those things that happen. But I'm saying, let's open the can of worms and talk about it openly.
For those who might not know you, who is Sipho Mbele?
I'm an all-rounder, a God-fearing man, an actor, radio presenter, filmmaker, an author, a father, a husband, a grandfather. You know, my kids just made me an old man. But yeah, born and bred in Mpumalanga, but I spend most of my time in Gauteng. So I'm just doing everything. Yeah.
Who are your target readers for this book?
There's a saying that says it takes two to tango. A relationship consists of two people, a male and a female. I'm targeting those people that are in relationships, but not leaving those who are not in relationships, who have been hurt, you know, and say, you know, don't believe in love anymore. And I'm saying to them, come back, you know. So the book actually talks about love, relationships, marriage, as no, far different from the first book, the younger version of me. Now I'm talking about the matured me and how I view love, life, and relationships.
Okay. These days we know that a lot of women are after men who can like offer them material things. But then in your book you talk about the importance of having like relationship goals. Why are they important?
You know, without relationship goals is like you're standing there alone and not knowing where you're going. It's like driving a car without a battery. You know, there's no manual into love. There's no book that will say you are in a relationship and this is what you need to do. You know, so I'm saying set those goals as people when we're in a relationship. Have those expectations. You know, people go into this relationship with expectation, like as you're saying now, Guti, they go there with that this man will buy for me, this man. Then in their view, that's how they see their goals. But I'm saying have reachable goals, have manageable goals that will say, if I'm in this relationship, I won't get hurt. I won't bend my fingers. I won't, even if my expectations are not met, but I will have loved and I would have enjoyed the journey.
There is a chapter that deals with what men wants. And what message are you trying to put across in that chapter?
Who can say it better than the man himself? You know, I thought, let me be a sport and be out there, be the one who says to women, actually, you know, men are like this, we are wired in this way. I'm saying things that you already know as women, but again, I'm just confirming them because sometimes we might put them in the back of their mind and say, it doesn't happen with me. You know, men are like this, men are trash, men are dog, and what. But I'm trying to say, you know, this is what as men expect from women, and this is what we need. Let me not spoil it much, but you can get the book anyway to get. But I'm saying, you know, we want to be loved as well, want to be respected, and we want you to know as women that actually we do cry, you know, we do get hurt, you know, and we do know that women do cheat, you know. But in most instances, it's said that men do all those things. So I'm trying to pull that out and say, you know what, we're still human beings and we have feelings and emotions just as you are.
Yeah, as an experienced person, if I may ask, to what extent do the men cry?
Sure. Yo. You know, the sad part with us men is that when we cry, you must know that it's now bad, it's at the end. You know, and some will do stupid things, of which I don't condone. You know, some will tend to murder, some will tend to hang themselves, of which, you know, when they, you know, men, we do things, but when those things happen to us, you know, we feel betrayed and we cry. You know, let's give an example. If your woman cheat on you, you find out your woman is cheating on you. I would expect a woman to forgive me, but I wouldn't expect her. I wouldn't expect myself to forgive her, because I'll cry, and you know, we cry when we feel betrayed or when we cheated on, and when we feel that maybe you don't love me enough. And women don't think that actually we do want that. We do want to be loved, you know, to be spoiled. In most instances, we do the spoiling, you know, yeah. But men do cry when sometimes we mess up, and then tend to turn things around and blame the other party. And when we break up, when we divorce, you know, have that corner where you'd cry. Yeah.
And what would you say to people maybe who have issues but who can't like talk about them? Would you advise them to go for counseling? Is it advisable?
Yes. In my book, I say communicate. I call it communication 101. I'm saying talk about issues. Don't bottle up issues. And as men, we like doing that, actually. We don't like talking about our issues. We don't like talking about our problems. When I have an erection problem, I don't want to talk about it. I expect my woman to figure it out. You know, I'll cry and start fighting and all those things. So I advise people that they should go for counseling. They should find someone, you know, a psychologist, or, you know, friends that they can trust, or, you know, your pastor in church, you know, talk about these issues, you know, and get advice, read more material, you know, to find out exactly how you can sort out whatever that you have. But people should stop bottling issues, because when they explode, then it's dangerous.
One would ask as to, in your book, I've noticed that you've quoted a lot of Bible verses supporting your arguments.
Yeah.
What would you say to people who are saying, oh, but Sipho is like talking to people who are Christians? Yeah.
Love is beautiful, and God is love. Who else can tell us about this thing? Who else can give us guidance? Like the creator of everything. So, but again, we must remember that love cuts in all over. I mean, religion, it doesn't matter, all the borders, I mean, color and everything. God created us, and God is love. But I'm saying when there is love, it doesn't matter who you worship or who you believe in. Love just comes and conquers everything. So, but for me, I don't know, as a Christian, I'm saying I believe that God is love, and love is everything. So I use the verses anyway to illustrate and to give more emphasis on what I'm talking about. You know, I'm not saying to those who are not Christian, who don't read the Bible or maybe read the Quran and whatever, but love is also there. You know, so I'm just making references just to make my perspective more stronger. Anyway, and it would be said if only Christians would read the book, but that's what I believe in. Yeah.
And what would you say to someone who's saying, I've given up on love, maybe? I've been hurt.
You know, I always say to people, and I've mentioned it in my Facebook, that being hurt is like standing on broken glasses. You're standing there, but you're hurting. As a normal person, when you're standing on broken glass, what you do? You move, you heal. Get bandaged, Dettol, and whatever you put on, and then you get healed. It's the same thing. And then you go back to love, you know. What do you do after getting hurt? Do you sit down and say, yeah, now I feel? You move on with life. It's the same as love. I'm saying to people who feel that they are being hurt, it's by choice. If you stay and don't want to believe in love, it's a choice. You're saying to yourself, yeah, okay, love is bad. And in my view, saying, my creator is bad, God is bad, because God is love. You know. But I'm saying to those people, they are losing out, you know. Who said it will be beautiful, it will be smooth sailing? It won't be. You know, it's a risk that we take being in relationships, being married. You don't know. You don't know this person. You know, you married this woman, you don't know her, and then you want to build a family together. A lot of things might happen. It's two people with different minds. So being hurt, it means if you want to stay out of life, it means you don't want to heal. So heal, come back, you know, enjoy the joyride. You know, you'll get hurt tomorrow, you'll cry and be happy. It's like that. You know, it's not smooth sailing, but love is beautiful. You know, for those who are staying outside of love, tough, they're losing out. There's a lot that love offers. There's a lot. It heals. It gives happiness. You know, when you are loved, when you wake up in the morning, you have a purpose to say, I love my job. I'm going there to do it. You know, it's all in the name of love.
And what about those who are in maybe abusive relationships now, who are like maybe hanging in there because of what they are benefiting out of the relationships?
You see, that's the problem. But I always say, everything that we do, it's by choice. If you choose to stay in an abusive relationship, that you can see that this is abusive. And I mean, this person doesn't treat me well, they beat me up and whatever, verbally or anything, but you still stay for the benefits. Remember, the quality of life and your happiness comes first. So it's by choice. But I always say, there's a song that says, Balega Genyawo Zombili. I always say to people, run, you know, run, you'll heal, you'll find somebody else, you know, unlike staying because you're getting a car or because we have this beautiful house. You know, in my first book, I made mention of, maybe if I can just take it, I made mention of my first wife. When I go through the divorce, I lost millions. And I said to myself, you know what, my life is important. I'll start over. I'll find anything. And here I am today. I'm still soldiering on. I'm moving on, you know, and I'm happy. You know, I'm happy. So we tend to hold on to things, and we don't appreciate our lives. You know, people. You need to love yourself before you can even love that person. So you see, this person is giving you blue eyes, but you still stay. So I would say to people, you choose to. If you have a chance, run, you know. And trust me, that person who's beating you, the next morning he'll find or she'll find somebody else. And again, in the book, I'm making mention that women they don't think that men get beaten. There are women who are beating men out there, you know. And men will stay because what will people say? You know, go to the police station, they even laugh at you. What are you saying? Your wife is beating you. Be serious, you know. But it happens, vice versa. But I'm saying, it's by choice.
Where can people find this book?
Okay. Self-publishing. I didn't want to go to major big bookshops, you know, because they need you to be published with so and so and so. But I think people that can get the book from me, send me an email, mbeleseholdings@gmail.com, and then I give them directions on how to get the book. But I have a contract with Courier Postnet, and they do it for me. Yeah, very quickly. You get what I book today, you get it tomorrow. It's 24 hours. So yeah.
And lastly, tell us about the tour that you are planning for the book.
Wow. My cousin. Actually, the idea. My wife came up with the idea. My wife Carol came up with the idea. Said, you know what? You always get invited. Why don't you go out there and share this with the people? And then, you know, within 2 days, I called my cousin, Brian Tembaran to me, and then we sat down and said, Kaz, you know what? You have your CDs, I have the books. Let me go out there and talk, and then you play the music.
Wow.
You know. And then the idea came about, and then design posters, and, you know, our first tour will be in Mpumalanga, Emalahleni, the 24th of February, and then KZN. Next will be Nelspruit, and then Rustenburg. And Rustenburg, nicest part is that the Queen Mother, the Royal Bafokeng, will be our guest there as well.
Wow.
So, and then we're now talking to other provinces. You know, we're trying to find someone in the province that will organize it for us, and then we take over, and then we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the idea of the tour actually is to bring the message to the people. You know, to bring the message to the people. You know, we love is beautiful, and I'm talking about our daily issues. you know, relationship issues.
Yes.
Who cooks? You didn't cook today. You didn't kiss me today. You didn't answer my phone. You know, who are you talking to on the phone? Those are the issues. You know, your mother is interfering into our marriage. Those are the issues that I'm talking about. You know, which church do we go to when we married? No, my church. And so I'm trying to bring, people know these things, but unless someone come and say, hey, you forgot, this is how actually, you know. So that's what I'm trying to bring.
Thank you very much, Sipho, for your time.
No, thank you very much. Thank you to Polity, Polity News for having me. Such an honor. I'm grateful. Thank you so much.
Thanks. That was Sipho Mbele speaking to Creamer Media's Polity about his book titled #What's Your Problem? A Man's Perspective.